Um, Give us your thoughts about the proposed pilot Flying J project or others like it. And you can weigh in on the pilot project that has now been canceled. But, we're asking more about that project and others like it in terms of balancing business concerns with public concerns in terms of economic development. How do you weigh the balance between private business and the desires of the public to know what's going on?
Well, originally that was a zoning issue and basically not a city business issue. It was an agreement between two legitimate enterprises that obviously could afford to sell or buy the property. I understand, and I don't know this for sure, that the total number involved was going to be, with the purchase of the property and the development of the property, somewhere around $15 million. Well, for the last 3 years I've been saying that if we don't get off our dead lazy butts and help ourselves, nobody's going to help us. Well, guess what? Somebody showed up with $15 million unsolicited that was going to help us, and for some reason or another, a portion of us turned our back on the deal. We lost fuel tax, room tax, sales tax, payroll tax, transfer tax. They were going to employ 70 people at over $1 million a year in payroll. I think it was an economic slap in the face to Mesquite. We've got an abandoned casino at one end of town. We've got an abandoned casino on the other end of town. I have clients in this office all the time saying, what's going on in Mesquite? One end is boarded up, the other end is boarded up. Is there anything happening? And, frankly, I got to give them an answer. Well, that's been dead for 10 years or 12 years, and this one's dead for 4 years, and I don't know what's happening. So, I think, and quite frankly, if anyone asked me, I would have voted for that project. And I probably would make some people unhappy, but some people, and the portion of the people I heard from, a good portion of the people I heard from, encouraged me to vote for it if it would have come to a vote. And after weighing the pros and the cons, the pros certainly outweighed the cons as far as I was concerned. I thought it was an economic blessing for the city and something we couldn't turn our back on.
All right, thanks.
Well, let's go on to the next hot button issue that you're facing with in the city. Give us your thoughts on the proposed noise ordinance and how a medium could be struck between business needs and residential needs. How would you do that?
Well, it's obviously going to come to a vote very soon. I'm certainly sympathetic to the property owners, and I'm certainly sympathetic to the business owners, because I am one of each. And I think there has got to be a happy medium somewhere. We've analyzed a lot of numbers from different cities throughout the country. In fact, I had a conversation this afternoon with one of the authorities that is somewhat expert in measuring sound levels in different areas, and they assure me that the readings taken in all these places are proportionate with economic or with atmospheric conditions. I think there can be a real resolve, and it's going to come to a vote of the council. How it's going to be resolved, I don't know. I mean, it's a hot button, and we're going to have some people very unhappy, and we're going to have some people satisfied.
Okay.
Describe one single issue you would advocate for and tell us how you would do that.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the issue of power, and solar power especially, really intrigues me, because I have followed, I sat on a couple of boards in Las Vegas, and I sat with a member of the Boulder City Council, and he gave me some facts and figures about the numbers that are generated in Boulder City. Leasing their land to, I believe it's 2 Korean companies, generates something about $12 million a year in land lease revenue. And they have 50-year leases. Now, you multiply 50 by 12, that gets to be a considerable piece of change. And yet, a couple of months ago, we had the people in the Indian reservation down the road that entered into this agreement that are sending power to Los Angeles, and yet we've turned our back on the possibility of running power from all the city-owned land around the city because we can't make an agreement with Overton Power or the utility carriers. Well, I don't believe that's a legitimate answer. I believe there's got to be a way to do that. And as I mentioned earlier, we have 320 days of registered sunshine in the city of Mesquite that, other than getting a tan on the golf course, we basically get no use from. I think there's got to be a way to do that, and probably by smarter people than me. So I will definitely work toward those goals if possible.
Okay. Well, to wrap it up and in conclusion, are there any comments you'd like to pass on to the public?
Well, obviously, I'm seeking a second term. I think I've served the city well in the first term. I would continue to do so. I am still very active in the city. My wife is very active in the city. We have ongoing roles on a day-to-day basis for the best concerns and aspects of the city, and therefore, vote for Gino.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Gino. The Mesquite Citizen Journal appreciates your time today, and we wish you good luck on the campaign trail, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing you out there on it.
You will. Thank you, Barb. John, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.